Lots of exciting demonstrations going on today, and here to help us is our wine editor of Food and Wine magazine, Raymond Blake, who's going to burst through the door now. And most importantly, nearly as important as Raymond, is our chef today, Neven Maguire.
Now, hello. Good afternoon, Ross. How are you?
Thank you very much.
Okay, how are you all? Sorry, do you want to say something?
No, you're going ahead. You tell us. You're going to do a traditional roast goose for us.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's something I'm going to be eating Christmas Day. Are you all looking forward to Christmas? Are you all organised? Oh, who said no? No, come on, I don't believe that. Well, that's why you're here. You're going to buy loads of goodies and support these wonderful producers. But yes, we're going to be roasting a goose. I have 28 people coming to my house for Christmas Day, and I love it. It's the one day I can cook for my family. And of course, I'm married now, and the in-laws and whatever, so I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, I'm going to show you how to... Sorry,
how many geese do you need for 28 people?
Two, and then we're all going to do turkey and ham. A couple of my brothers, you know, they're quite simple eaters. They want a T-bone steak. A T-bone steak.
You're going to cook all of that on Christmas Day?
Yeah, absolutely. I get them a menu.
So
I love that.
You don't take Christmas Day off then?
Oh my God! Well, we're off. The restaurant's closed, so I'm gonna look after my family. That's what it's all about. You know, cooking for your family on Christmas Day. I think so. I don't know. Okay, so. Listen, you're all very welcome. I hope you're enjoying the show. It's fabulous, and thanks to Food and Wine, Ross and Nora and all the team and Richard for inviting me here.
You're very welcome.
I left this morning at 8:30. After the demonstration, I'm going to be over signing copies of my new book, and then I'm back to my real job, which is cooking. That's what I do for a living, by the way, and in my restaurant in Black Lion. And I'll be up here tomorrow. So tell as many people. It's a great event. It's a great show. Go around and visit all the stands. Okay, that's enough waffling. We're going to get cooking. All right? So we're going to talk about, first of all, stuffing. Not the turkey, but the goose. Goose is a very rich meat, you know, and we want to really thank M&K Meats, who have absolutely provided a beautiful goose, okay? Now, goose is a very rich meat, all right? And the best way to roast it is to start in a hot oven. So we started off at 170, then reduced the heat, so we slow roasted. The goose, I've already one cooked, okay? And we've actually cooked that yesterday evening, so we slow roasted it. It takes about 4.5 to 5 hours. So you allow 15 minutes per kilo. That's what you do, okay? Or per pound, excuse me, 15 minutes per pound, and then plus 15 minutes, let it rest. So the secret into cooking is to slow roast it. And goose is a very fatty ingredient, like duck too, but this is absolutely fabulous. You put this, any extra fat, you cook this with some sunflower vegetable oil into a saucepan and cook it, or keep it for your roast potatoes. Hard to beat, or for roasted vegetables. Okay, so best thing to do is to cook it on a trivet, okay? We're using this fabulous oven here by Miele. So we started off 170, then reduced the oven down to 140. Okay, so every oven is different. This is a fan oven that I'm using. We're going to talk about the stuffing. In the centre of the goose, we have some onion, excuse me, not onion, we have some lemon and orange. So it cuts through the richness. It's a rich meat, you know, and you'll be shocked when I show you how much you get out of a goose. So that's why we need to be cooking too. And it's the same technique if you're cooking a duck also too. Duck is nice. If you're cooking for smaller you know, numbers of that. So start it off in the oven, no tin foil, all right, good hot oven, seal it in, salt, a little bit of pepper, really no need for oil on it, you know. And there's some techniques that you see that if the goose is very fatty, you pour a kettle of boiling water. That kind of like starts to soften and kind of like dissolve the fat a little bit. Just kind of soften it a little bit. The best thing to do is to unwrap it, leave it in your fridge overnight. Okay, so it begins to kind of like firm up a little bit, and then put it into a really hot oven to seal it in. Get it really nice and crispy. That's the whole technique into actually cooking the goose. We have some lovely fresh herbs, okay, and O'Hanlon herbs just around the corner. This supplied some lovely thyme. So we have orange and lemon in the cavity of the goose. Now you can stuff the neck of the goose, and it's not the most pleasant thing to look at, but just take the wishbone out. That's the secret. Take the wishbone out, okay? And then I'm going to show you how to make the stuffing now. So this one isn't, I'm not going to be cooking this. I'm going to be preparing this for tomorrow, if you know what I mean, because I'm going to be cooking goose again tomorrow. But don't waste any of the fat. And of course, after the demonstration, I'm going to be around. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. After about an hour and a half, cover it with foil. And shiny side in, okay, it reflects the heat and cooks it, give it a more even colour. You can do several things if you want a lovely glaze on the goose. Okay? You can warm up a little bit of balsamic vinegar, a little bit of red currant jelly, and brush that over. It's absolutely delicious. If you want it nice and crispy and aromatic, so you can do that. So what I'm going to do then, okay, I'm going to show you how to prepare the stuffing for the goose. We're making a sausage meat stuffing. So just go to your local butcher, just get some good quality sausage meat. I don't know what I dropped. And what we're going to do is just mix in some nice dried cranberries. Thank you, Ross. Some dried cranberries. You can get this in any health food shop, good delicatessen. Okay, they add a little bit of kind of like sharpness and cut through the richness of the actual sausage meat. Then some chopped walnuts. Now, if you have any nut allergy, of course you leave that out. But you can use walnuts, pecans, or pine nuts are delicious. Okay, so toast them. When you toast nuts, they release a wonderful flavour, and you know, they release beautiful flavour and oil from the actual nuts. Then we're going to grate some apple into this, and then we're going to put some herbs. So this is very simple, skin and all. We're from Cavan, we don't waste anything up there. Okay, so we're going to grate this, and this is a fantastic gadget, the microplane. So we just grate this in here. The beauty about the whole thing into, I think, cooking for Christmas is what we call in the restaurant is mise en place, and it's called preparation. So you do as much so that you can enjoy the day with your family, friends, and whatever, and that it is a stressful day that more people, you cook for larger numbers of people, which you're normally not used to cooking for. Am I right in saying that? You have friends and relatives and whatever coming around for dinner. But I think it's a very special day. And goose is a lovely, like, that goose there is €50. Okay, so you must remember it's been reared for nearly 6 months. I'm very lucky that I have a local producer in Black Lion, and hopefully, because I buy so much duck of him, he gives me a free gift of a couple of geese at Christmas. But I will be having turkey and ham too. Absolutely, I love that. And we have a beautiful glaze for a ham, which is maple syrup, balsamic vinegar, and allspice. Absolutely delicious. Delicious. You know, and there's some wonderful people producing brilliant ham. Sorry,
so
Ross.
I was just going to say, so
Yeah?
that's 50 quid for that goose. And that's going to feed how many?
Well, you'll see now when I show you now in a minute. This is the actual goose, which is actually cooked and broken down here. We cooked it on the bone, and we took out actually the... Now it's cold, okay, we need to warm it up. And we actually removed the bone from the leg, and we took the wing bone off. And you can actually, there's lots of little bits of meat. You can put that in for, like, if you want to use it for risotto or for even in soup, it's delicious. So we kept the skin on, very important. We're going to put this into the oven. Sorry.
So everyone can
of
see
course,
that.
yeah. And this is a little bit of parchment paper. So this was cooked yesterday. We took this out of the oven probably about 9:30, let it cool completely, and took it off the bone. So it was cooked on the bone, and of course with the citrus in it, it kind of cuts through the richness. Kept all the goose fat. Don't waste that. And then a little bit of water, or you can use stock. I'm just going to use a little bit of water here, pour it onto the tray. Parchment paper, and that just stops it from actually kind of sticking, to be honest with you, save on the wash up. So we'll put this into a good hot oven, 200, and then we'll reduce the oven to about 170. We want to warm it up. So the whole thing is preparation. You know, this is completely boned out. I can just show you this here. So the bone has been removed from the actual goose. You know, like if you were preparing like a duck confit. So we've already taken that off. So Ross, you'd probably get, I'm going to give probably three to four portions out of a breast, probably 3. And same out of that. So you'd probably get 7 to 8.
3 portions.
7 to 8 portions.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
That's for Cavan people now. What about other eaters?
Oh, sorry.
I'd have a whole one of them now.
I'd say you would. You'd have had a whole goose yourself.
Yeah.
I would reckon that. But I think it's so rich. You know, you probably out of a full goose, you get 5 to 6 portions, depending on the size. That's a 5-kilo goose that I've shown you, similar to the size that this was actually. And you know, you have to allow for a certain amount of shrinkage. So we're going to let that heat up. The oven's nice and hot. Back onto our stuffing here. So we have our cranberries, the sausage meat, and I'm going to put some breadcrumbs in. It just bulks it up. But of course, if any of you are celiac, you can put some celiac bread. And of course, go to a good butcher. You know, there's some fantastic stands here today that will be selling beautiful sausages and that, and sausage meat. So make your stuffing. Go on, Ross.
Yeah, no, I was just going to... People are often quite worried about when they're stuffing any kind of a bird, actually, about changing the weight of it and then the cooking time. And, do you weigh it before or after you put the stuffing in?
I think after, okay, because you have to allow, and really it depends on how much stuffing you put in. You know, like, Safe Food now are recommending it's okay to stuff the centre of the turkey. Once as long as you don't pack it too much, once as long as it's piping hot when it comes through, and when you cook the turkey, for example, with the leg meat, that all the juices run clear. That's really important. Okay, because Christmas is a time that a lot of people can get tummy bugs and that, and especially if they haven't cooked the meat, if there's any trace of pink. Yeah. Same with the goose. Put the stuffing in, and then weigh it, and then put it into a good hot oven. But make sure it's cooked. With the goose, you actually twist the leg, okay, so you need to fully cook it, and the leg bone will actually move in your hand. Of course it's hot, but use a little J-cloth or a little bit of kitchen paper. So that's our stuffing, and what I've done, I actually have some in the oven, I just want to show you. We wrap it in foil, okay, you can put herbs into that, lovely thyme into it, some flat leaf parsley, and sage. Sage is fabulous, absolutely delicious herb. So chop that up, stir that into your sausage meat stuffing, and then what you do is roll it like a Swiss roll, and I'll just show you what I have here. Katrina, I'll give you that. Good girl, thanks a million. So we have it in the other oven, and this is warming through. So we done this last night, so it's still not fully heated through, but what I did is I wrapped it. I'll just unwrap it here.